Hey, what's up guys, Tony here, and here's some Black Ops 2 footage for you. And it seems like it has become a trend on my channel to do some sort of a first impressions video whenever a new first-person shooter comes out, or perhaps whenever a game that comes out that I really like. I don't think I did one for Borderlands 2, not that I can recall, and I run this channel, so I don't remember doing it. Although, I mean, it could slip my memory, so maybe I did, maybe I didn't. So anyways, yeah, like I was saying, you know, I did the first impressions video of the Medal of Honor beta, did a first impressions video of Battlefield. I think I might have done some sort of an impressions video on all the DLC for Battlefield so far. So here we go, Black Ops 2. This is a game that, if you've been following my channel for a while, you know that I've been looking forward to. This is a game that, because I didn't like Modern Warfare 3, I thought Modern Warfare 3 was an utter failure. I stopped playing within, God, like weeks of it coming out. It was within, I'd say within a month. I stopped playing it probably in December or so. So there were so many things about Modern Warfare 3 that I didn't like. However, there were so many things about Black Ops, the first one, that I absolutely loved. And so that's where I find myself in a weird situation, because I have this love, this history for Black Ops 1, and so I really want Black Ops 2 to be great, especially since I talked about it the last, I don't know, few weeks, especially on the podcast, and I want to make sure that I want it to be a good game. It's probably the same as, like, I want Medal of Honor to be a good game, but I mean, there was a lot of problems with that game, and it just, you know, it's a game that I like to jump on and play with friends, and it don't really take too seriously. And you know, if I play it for a couple hours, and no big deal, you know, move on to something a little bit more serious, like Battlefield 3 or something. Well, Black Ops 2 is of all my games, it's the one game that I think is, for me, supposed to be the most serious. It's the one that my clan revolves around, Call of Duty. It is, well, my clan's not Call of Duty, my clan's the Major League Pub Stars, but it's the one game that we all got together, we all formed up, and we all became a solid group of, you know, friends, to be honest. You know, most of us will talk with each other on the phone, not just online or on Skype or whatever. So for me, Black Ops, the Treyarch version of Call of Duty, has a lot of history, and I have these really deeply embedded feelings towards the game. So let's kind of get on, because this sort of, I think this sort of preface is needed to get into this video. Here's what I think has happened with Call of Duty, the franchise. I think that Activision came down and said to both Treyarch and to Infinity Ward, especially, this more than likely happened after the CEOs and all those people quit Activision and left it pretty much a skeleton crew after Modern Warfare 2. So here's what I think happened. After that happened, I think that the Activision guys came down and said, look, you guys, we've been making two very different looking Call of Duties for the last X amount of years. Because if you remember, Treyarch came on and they did Call of Duty 3, and then so Infinity Ward would do Call of Duty 4, and then if you notice, if you played World at War, the Treyarch game, World at War basically took Call of Duty 4 and then turned it into World War II. It didn't look exactly the same, because Treyarch does that, they make it look their own, but the multiplayer component, it looked like they had red dot sights, and they basically took everything that Call of Duty 4 innovated, and then they just put it into World at War. So then you jump ahead, you got Modern Warfare 2, which was a sort of you know, version 2. You know, it's like Modern Warfare 2, of course, it's version 2. But you look at the trend, like, okay, I could see a clear path. Black Ops came out, and instead of Black Ops looking like and playing like Modern Warfare 2, it actually had its own identity. You know, the maps were larger, the gameplay was slower, the gun damage was lower. You know, you survive longer. They invented dolphin diving. They brought zombies from World at War, which is the one innovation from World at War, and they brought that into Black Ops. And then, so basically, Black Ops in itself had its own sort of identity, and that's what I was expecting for this game. So when Modern Warfare 3 came out, it looked better than Modern Warfare 2, but it was pretty much Modern Warfare 2. A lot of people were like, oh, well, it's Modern Warfare 2. with a map. It's a skin package and a map pack. So people were upset that Modern Warfare 3 was just a $60 skin and map pack, and with shitty sound. It was really terrible sound. So then now that Black Ops 2 is out, my whole thing is when I started the game up, and I'm like, man, this game looks, sounds, feels, you get that like vibe going on. This is a Treyarch Call of Duty game. This is Black Ops. And then when you get into the game, you're like, okay, it doesn't look like Black Ops. I mean, you have that similar vein, that runs through it. That yeah, this is a Treyarch game, but it looks a lot, to me, it looks a lot like Modern Warfare 3. A lot of things that Modern Warfare 3 had, Black Ops has. So I've noticed this trend that now seems like Treyarch is gone back to what it had done with World at War and Call of Duty 4. It's sort of gone back and taken the parts of Modern Warfare 3 and incorporating them into Black Ops 2. And I think they're doing this because, like I said before, the Activision guys probably came down and said, hey, look, we are trying to make the Call of Duty franchise streamlined. And that way that all Call of Duty players will get the same experience. Because right now we've got fans of Activision and we've got fans of Treyarch, and they're pretty much at odds with each other because they prefer one studio over the other. Let's bring them all together into one unified look, one unified experience and play. And so what we have now is this very I don't really know how to put it. It's not a bad game, but the experience itself, if you're used to games like Call of Duty 4, Modern Warfare 2, even Black Ops, there has always been this notion that if you have a strong internet connection, then you generally can do well. And what happened is they introduced this lag compensation into Modern Warfare 3, where they tried to level the playing field. And that's really what I'm getting at, is that there's this leveling of the playing field. So no longer will your internet connection save your ass, because there's compensation for that. So if you've got a great internet, you're the fast guy, but you don't seem to put out a lot of damage. I get a lot of hit markers, whereas I don't take a lot of damage. I die quickly, as you'll see in some of these videos. So I'm gonna try to show you just consecutive games, so you guys can see what I'm experiencing. These are all recorded live, so these aren't theater mode, and that's another thing. Theater mode is wonky. I tried using it 3 times today, and every time just crashed, locked up my PlayStation. So I couldn't use it. So anyways, I hate to make this a 7-minute preface, but the thing is I just wanted to say that it seems to me that the experience that Activision wants Call of Duty players to have, they want a similar experience with whatever studios are putting out the game. So that way you can just say that, that was a Call of Duty game. It wasn't a Treyarch Black Ops game or Infinity Ward Modern Warfare game. That was a Call of Duty. And so you have this, now you have back-to-back titles that have back-to-back experiences, and they're really frustrating right now. So let me get into the game. So I don't know about you guys, it's my little conspiracy theory right now. I don't have any way to prove it. It's just from what I know of big corporations, when they want to brand something, they look to have this consistent theme throughout their products. And this consistent experience throughout their products, and I don't see that much of a stretch, especially with the Infinity Ward guys going, that they sat down and said, Infinity Ward, Treyarch, this is what we're doing, and they have to listen because Activision pays them to make the game. Otherwise, they don't have a game to produce and put out. So I think that they've not streamlined, but they've encompassed everything into a single experience, and anyone who's worked in sort of those like big box stores knows that these corporations, they have these experiences. The customer needs to have an experience, and our experience is going to be defined as, and they define it, and that's just the way it works. So, okay, how do I feel about Black Ops 2 after 9 minutes of me going on about that preface? I feel that Black Ops 2, when Black Ops 2 is good, it's really good, and it's really fun. However, for me, right now, Black Ops 2 is good 20% of the time. 80% of the time, I don't have a good time playing Black Ops. It is the same ratio. It may be a little bit better. But the same ratio that I had with Modern Warfare 3, where what usually happens is you just get insta-killed, just drop instantly, and you watch the kill cam, and you perceive 1-2 bullets, if that. Well, 1 or 2 if that, like as you've died from wind, but you perceive just a couple of bullets, no chance to escape, and you die. And then you watch the kill cam, and the guy is lighting your ass up, and you're just like, wait, what? You know, and you're seeing he's getting 6, 7, 8 hit markers, and then you're dropping, and you're just like, I only perceived 1 or 2 bullets, if that. And on the flip side, when you're unloading on someone, you're just like, you're like, why isn't this guy dying? How come I'm dying so fast and this guy's surviving? So that's really frustrating. So there's this, it might be lag compensation. I don't know. Nobody said, I haven't heard anything about lag compensation inside Black Ops 2. Another factor is going back to my history in Call of Duty. When I played Black Ops, the first one, going from Modern Warfare 2, I had a Modern Warfare 2 KD of like, I don't know, like 1.2, if that. It's probably 1.25 or something like that. It was really terrible. And when I started Black Ops 1, my KD was under 1. It took me a long ass time to get the KD over 1, and then slowly I got to 1.5, and then slowly climbed to 1.6. And I was really stoked because I showed improvement from Modern Warfare 2. So now here I am, and this is a frustration that I know a lot of players have. Here I am, I'm in a situation where I'm coming from a Battlefield, and I've got a 1.7-ish KD in Battlefield and like a 1.7, I think it's about 1.7 in Medal of Honor. And I'm going from what I perceive to be above average gameplay on Battlefield Medal of Honor, and I'm coming over back to Call of Duty, where my expectation is I can do about the same. I anticipate, my expectations are 1.6 to 1.7, I should say 1.5 to 1.7 KD. And I only bring that up because I think it's important to justify, like, hey, how many times you're dying to how many times you're killing, or how many times you're killing to how many times you're dying. And with Battlefield, you know, we really concern ourselves with score per minute. What's your score per minute? KD doesn't really matter. What's your score per minute? Well, in Call of Duty, it's all about your KD. How many people are you killing? How many times you're dying? So my expectation is that I would do that well. Within that range, when I'm consistently going negative, I mean, we're going like, I think one match I was like 4-20 or 4-15 or something like that. It's terrible. You know, my KD right now in Black Ops 2 is like 0.9 something. It's really bad. I have really bad experiences on this game. And even the guys that I know who are 2 KD players are playing around 1.4, 1.3, 1.2. They're not really having the best of time during this initial night. And I know this is the first night, so I don't want to hammer that point down. But there are just some similarities between Modern Warfare 3 and Black Ops 2 that I'm noticing as far as the connection is. And I mean, Treyarch is kind of known for having these shitty connections in general. So this is nothing new for a lot of those Call of Duty players. Here's where I think the game is going to be really difficult to play, and the problem that to touch on this last part about my own personal time playing is I'm playing a lot of TDM, and I hate TDM. I just hate TDM. The spawns are just weird. It's unpredictable. I just don't like that. I like objective gameplay. I like it when I know where people are spawning, where I know that I can hold down an area and no one's gonna come up behind me and kill me unless they go through a super monster flank and really put time and effort into it. I don't like those, and this has happened a couple times this morning where you spawn. I'm kind of holding down this sort of an area just because I'm trying not to run around because I'm just getting my ass wasted. And then a guy spawns behind me and he just kills me. It's like, what the hell? You know, you get those experiences. So my TDM, playing TDM has been one of the reasons why I haven't been doing so well, not really having a great time. But on the flip side, to talk about the game modes, talk about the kill streaks, here's what I've noticed, and I played in a couple of domination games last night. The circle, the objective circle where you need to take, how close you need to be to the objective to take it is really small. I mean, it's really small. You literally have to be on top of the objective. In a game where you die really fast, it does not promote people jumping on objectives. You know, they'll initially jump on an objective and then they're going to go and kill whore. And again, this is the first night, so things could change. I mean, things changed with Medal of Honor. I was just like, people don't play the objective; they just go around killing people because they need to get them on the map. So, as a first initial reaction, the speed in which you die is directly relating to the amount of people that want to put themselves on an objective and take it. So, what ends up happening is if you get out and you play, say, domination, you take A and B, and you can keep people off of B and keep people off of A. You know, people aren't going to run out there and just dive on there in hopes that they're going to take it, because they know it's it's futile. They're just gonna go in there, they're gonna die, and then they're gonna respawn, and it's gonna be a massacre. So from what I've noticed, the small circles are preventing people from jumping on objectives. The kill streaks, a lot of these automated, there's some really cool automated kill streaks. There's this little plane, I can't remember what it's called off the top of my head, but you just throw that shit in the air and it goes and finds a target for you and kills it. So it promotes, from what I can tell, it promotes camping. The lightning strike is ridiculously fast. It's like a mortar strike from Black Ops. You just click your 3 points, or from probably from Modern Warfare as well. Click your 3 points, and instead of it taking a second to come in, they're instantly in. So I've noticed that the kill streaks and the point streak system, or whatever the hell they're calling it now, it's kind of promoting a little bit of camping. It really is. And then again, like I said, this is coming from a TDM standpoint, which camping is kind of expected, you know, especially on a release night. You kind of, well, my expectation is from previous release nights is that people really run around the maps. They want to get to know the maps, but I've noticed a lot more camping in this game than I have in a lot of other Call of Duties. And like I said, this is just from my own personal experiences. People are gonna have completely different experiences from me. I guess here's what it boils down to. A lot of people are gonna wonder, like, well, I haven't bought the game, should I buy the game? I think with like Medal of Honor, I think you should go rent the game. If you can go rent the game from like a Blockbuster or like a Redbox or something, you give it a multiplayer a try. I think you'll find that you're either gonna love it or you're gonna hate it. And already, if you love Modern Warfare 3, you're gonna love Black Ops 2. If you love Black Ops 1, you might not like Black Ops 2, especially if you didn't like Modern Warfare 3. So walk softly. I purchased this game because my expectations were the game was gonna be just like Black Ops 1, or just an improvement on Black Ops 1. I was not expecting the game to be more like Modern Warfare 3 than it was its predecessor, Black Ops 1. So I'm kind of in a weird spot. Am I going to continue to play it? Yes. Am I going to play a lot of it? I'm going to try. Do I find myself, oddly enough, drawn to Modern Warfare or Medal of Honor like I was last night? I was like, God, I really want to play Medal of Honor right now. I'd rather play Medal of Honor than Black Ops 2. That was kind of my expectation, because the game had been out long enough where I kind of know the game. I kind of know the way that people are playing the game. So right now, because there's so many variables, it's easy to be like, God, this game's terrible. You know, God, it's so terrible. And I'm trying not to be that way, obviously. I'm trying to look at this objectively. But as I see it right now, it might be a challenging game to play. It might be really hard to do well. Not because it takes a lot of skill, but because there's a lot of factors that go into this new Call of Duty experience that I'm noticing, this trend that I'm noticing. So this is just a first impressions video. Like I said, when the game is good, it's really good. When it's bad, it's really bad. And that's just sort of the nature of a lot of first-person shooters the first time they come out. I've yet to have a game where I was just like, dude, this thing is the best thing ever. You know, I've never had that experience. They've usually been this like lukewarm, like, God, it's been great sometimes, but it's been terrible a lot of the time. And that's what I have right now. And so hopefully your experience is much better than mine. And I'll stick with it, of course, because it's my main. I've talked about this. This is gonna be my main shooter. This is it. I've been waiting for this game to come out for 2 years now, because Modern Warfare 3, in my opinion, was just trash, just such a trashy game. So I'm running this commentary way longer than I wanted to, because I really kind of wanted to fit into one gameplay, and that went out the window 9 minutes ago. All right, guys. Well, I want to know how you guys feel about the game. Let me know in the comment section. If you haven't played it, maybe you're waiting on it. Maybe you go pick it up today or later on. But keep an open mind. It is a little bit frustrating at first. I think once everything settles down, we'll start to see the trends pop up. Because right now, everyone is just sort of in this rampage mode of going around. Let's go kill everything. Let's go explore the maps, and let's play like douchebags. That's kind of what I'm seeing right now. So, anyways, guys, thanks for watching. Thanks for subscribing, and I'll talk to you guys later.
Storm missile inbound. Friendly hunter-killer drone deployed. Friendly UAV inbound. UAV inbound. Friendly lightning strike inbound. Friendly UAV inbound. You will be rewarded.